Yeah. I click on career bonus jobs and I see 3 new maps. That's all I see.
Career. Continue. No. Nothing. Yeah, you're right.
I'll start and you can join. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. I think you should be able to join whenever now. Oh, anyway, to continue the
Okay,
conversation we were
the
having
snow
off
bear
stream.
tastes like shit.
Hmm.
So,
So, to continue the conversation we were having before I turned the stream on, the Milwaukee Bucks are garbage.
yes, that's correct.
Hmm. I wonder if Giannis is going to become their all-time playoff assist leader as well, just on the volume of games that he'll play.
Well, let me check real quick. Well, Giannis, in their championship year, was one assist away from tying the Bucks' all-time record for assists in a game. Just in a game. And Giannis is already the career leader for the Bucks in assists
Hmm.
in the playoffs with 413.
And he's not even really a. I mean, I know he plays point guard a decent amount, but
Tied for second. Uh, I mean, as long as Giannis had more than 12 assists in this Heat series, then it means that before the playoffs this year, these guys were tied for first. Paul Pressey and Oscar Robertson. And Giannis just fucking flew past him. And again, to bring up Chris Middleton, if he continues to play for a couple more seasons and the Bucks keep making the playoffs, he's got a good chance to slide into second too. Because tied for second, Oscar Robertson and Paul Pressey, 401. Chris Middleton right now, 355.
did Oscar only make the playoffs a few times with the Bucks? Because I'm surprised that number's so low. I know he
What was
played
that?
for the Kansas City for a while, but dang.
Oscar Robertson playoff games played for the Bucks, 47.
Okay, I guess that's about right. God, that's only like 2 long postseason runs, really.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I mean, it becomes more astounding when you consider um, the sample size and the per games and everything. Because Giannis may be the all-time career playoffs assist leader for the Bucks, but he did that in almost twice as many games. Oscar Robertson 47, Giannis 79.
Yeah. Yeah, Bobby, I don't care about that stuff. Please don't talk about that stuff on my stream. I don't care to get involved in any of that kind of shit. No interest
God,
in
this new
drama.
beer I got tastes like shit.
Hmm. What's it called?
Stop asking questions right when I take a big bite. Anyway, I've never tried dark beers before,
Hmm.
so I went with Corona Familiar, which
Hmm.
is Corona dark beer.
Oh, really? I mean, it's a Corona, so I'm not surprised that it tastes like urine, apparently. Can't say that really surprises me.
I mean, it's not that fucking bad. So, tasting this dark beer, I'm like, oh shit, man, fuck.
My dad likes dark beer. He likes Blue Moon.
Oh, Blue Moon's a dark beer?
Uh, well, I don't know the first damn thing about beers, but I thought it was. Maybe it's not. Do they have a dark beer variant? No, wait. Let me think here. My dad, I think he gets the pale ale actually, so it's not okay.
Blue Moon is a Belgian-style white wheat ale that, much like other traditional Belgian wheat beers and Belgian-style white wheat ales, is a light, low hops, unfiltered beer. I like Blue Moon too. It is, yeah, not dark.
Okay, it's pale ale.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't really like any other kind of beer to my knowledge.
I think they do have a Blue Moon dark though. I'm checking right now.
Ooh, he did it again.
They do have a seasonal ale. They call it Full Moon, which is a dark beer.
Right.
But again, it's seasonal, so there's no way you could drink it year round. They have a simple ladder to the
Uh,
gigantic clusterfuck.
I haven't seen one yet, but I haven't looked.
We just got the giant clusterfuck. All right. Gotta get the roof. Shit. Ugh. Alright. Let's fucking see.
Man, taking those 2 days off was a big deal for this team, huh? Getting those 2 days off was really useful.
Who?
The Seattle Kraken, the hockey team. They're up
No.
6-1 right now.
Nice.
Huh. Yeah, David, I mean, today was legitimate. I know the Astros aren't playing great, but he basically shut down that offense. And obviously the Astros don't have Altuve, but like that can only go so far. He gave up 2 hits to an MLB team. Dude is killing it. Seems like this team just has a knack with pitching. And I guess at a certain point you just have to trust the knack. I got a knack. You need to get some stank on your hang low. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns here though. There's no way Devin Booker shoots like that on the road. Like he can shoot like that at home sometimes, but you go on the road, he's not gonna shoot 80% from the field on mid-range jumpers. He's not Kobe Bryant. I'm actually really interested about tomorrow's Lakers game. Lakers Warriors. That's gonna be very, very interesting. I'm not even that interested in Heat Knicks. I feel like the Knicks are just kind of not very good, you know?
Yeah, they barely won at home without Jimmy there.
Yeah.
And as soon as Jimmy comes back, they get fucking obliterated.
Like the Knicks might win game 5, but it's just really hard for me to believe the Knicks win the series. But that Lakers Warriors series, that's going to be really, really telling tomorrow.
I don't know what the hell's going on there, but seriously, whoever loses at home first is done.
I think the
Wait. Sorry, I thought we were talking about Suns Nuggets still.
mhm.
Lakers Warriors.
Feels like this
I
game
feel,
decides who wins the series.
I feel like Golden State spent their life force to defeat Talon Mento. Because Curry's just, he hasn't been himself. Not once this series.
Yeah. They also have chemistry issues. Like apparently Jordan Poole is bitching that he doesn't play enough minutes. And like
Oh.
before game 7 against Sacramento, like Kuminga was also complaining not getting enough minutes. And then
If that's the case,
Curry went
if
out
that's the case,
publicly and was like, "Hey, if you guys don't like it, then don't even show up to game 7. We'll win without you."
yeah, if that's the case, then Jordan Poole may be intentionally fucking things up.
I mean, how can you tell the difference between Jordan Poole trying and Jordan Poole not trying? I spent so much time playing Jedi Survivor. I expect to have a double jump. Man, talk about the poor subsidizing the rich. If the Blazers actually swoop in with like, "Hey, please take our lottery pick and we'll take this stupid contract of Draymond Green off your hands," right when he's about to be completely washed up. That's why certain teams stay winning and certain teams stay losing, I guess.
Fuck.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Sounds like you got stuck on something.
Nah, I'm alright.
My best guess based on listening was your dick got stuck between like the slats of a lawn chair and you were trying to get it out. But
No,
I don't
I
know.
was banging my knuckles against my desk.
Who would be a good person to trade that lottery pick for? Like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine? Like who would actually be a good Blazers
Which
lottery pick
lottery
trade?
pick?
The Blazers, we don't know where the pick is going to land yet, but the Blazers have basically admitted unless the pick is number one overall, they're going to trade it for a veteran. And some people are saying it'll be Draymond Green, which would probably be a disaster.
Yeah.
Oh, Carl Anthony Towns, that would be fun. I mean, I don't know how well it would work, but that would be interesting. If you could actually trade that pick for Cat, that would be intriguing. I don't know if it would work, but at least that would be like fun.
It wouldn't work because you're right. You know, it'd be nice change of pace and everything. That'd be the Wolves blowing it up yet again. And they just recently acquired Gobert, didn't they?
Yeah, they just got Gobert this year.
I just quickly Googled Rudy Gobert, and apparently a lot of people are making stink about how he doesn't score enough. Seriously?
Yeah, it's like they've never watched him play basketball before. Yeah, I don't know, David. He's not there yet. Remember, Harden only scored like, what was it, 26 total points in games two and three? So the two games he balled out, they won, but then the two games he didn't do anything and they lost. So he's still
Yeah.
gotta he's still gotta bring it home. But
Yeah. See, Harden's the difference maker. Embiid is not. Embiid is dog shit, and Embiid is a fraudulent MVP. The Sixers are Harden's team. Harden needs the ball, and Harden needs to be the focus. Because when he's not, look at the difference. Embiid comes back and he's the focus, and the Sixers lose by fucking 40. Harden's the focus, and that's how they won both of the games that they've won.
did you
Doesn't
see
take
the
a
end of
genius to put this together.
the Sixers game, by the way?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, Marcus Smart actually hit the game-winning three at the buzzer, but the ball was still in his hands when the buzzer sounded. It was like by like
Wow.
0.2 seconds maybe. What is
Pretty
up with all these
hilarious.
teams not getting a shot off at the end of the game? The Bucks did it, now the Celtics did it. Like what the hell?
Uh, the Bucks one was hilarious.
Hmm. Yeah, but now Mike Budenholzer gets to die for our sins. Uh, anyway, did you see the meme I sent you late last night? The video game developer one?
Let me check. One of our employees keeps stealing breast milk from the female employee. Wow.
Go over to your friend's house who has a wife and start pondering what breast milk tastes like. And then when they offer to give it a spin and she goes to get a bowl, you just have to say, no reason to dirty a bowl, and see what happens.
Anyway, my court date's in August.
Did you ask for a water again?
But as soon as I said there was no need to dirty a bowl, that's when it.
Uh,
May I please have water?
Uh, let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, that joke I just told was from an old Penny Arcade. I just sent it to you.
Whoa. See, that went in a completely different direction than I thought because it makes sense for the main character to be the one saying that. I didn't expect the guy to suddenly want to cuck himself, and that was before cucking was mainstream too. That's impressive.
So earlier today, two relatively significant Seahawks YouTubers got into like a fight. They like were making videos back and forth, like insulting each other and bitching at each other and stuff. People were asking me like, what would it take for you to get involved in a Seahawks YouTuber feud? And I'm like, why the hell would I get involved with that?
Yeah, why would you do that? What's the point?
Like somebody asked me like, how much money would it take for you to do that? And I was like, six. It would. I said at least five figures, probably six, because I would definitely lose my YouTube channel if I got involved in stuff like that, because I wouldn't be able
Six
to help
gorillion.
myself.
I mean, hell, you were barely able to help yourself just saying that. You almost said 6 gorillion.
I would definitely start asking for a water.
Jesus. Sit there and be like, you know what? Seahawks Brendan Nelson last year said he was 31 years old. This year he says he's 32. Which one is it, Seahawks Brendan Nelson?
Checkmate,
Like, what?
atheists.
Seriously, what the fuck?
Like you would have to pay me $100,000 to compensate me for the eventual loss of my YouTube channel. So how many beers deep are you right now?
So one crappy one.
Oh, okay. Why does beer never get served with ice? Like I never see beer with ice in the
That's
glass.
that's an easy one. Any alcoholic drink is not going to get served with ice in a glass unless it's an extremely strong alcohol. The reason being the ice will melt and water the drink down.
Huh. Couldn't you account for that and just make the beer a little bit stronger? That would be an
Well, if you
interesting marketing ploy.
If you drank a beer that was too strong, it's no longer beer, it's now malt liquor.
Hmm. Does malt liquor
Um,
get served with ice?
well, no, because the people who drink malt liquor don't care about having ice in their drink. Strong alcohols get served with ice in them, scotch, whiskey, because since it's so incredibly strong, it waters it down and it makes it more palatable. Whereas with beer, you water it down more, and it not only tastes worse, but it also loses the entire point of being a beer, which is to give you the buzz.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess when you're dealing with like 4% and 5%, every little bit
Right.
matters.
And it's a different case for wine because people don't drink wine to get drunk. However, wine has a very very large culture surrounding it related to the taste and flavor of it. Like there aren't exactly beer tastings. Everyone knows what wine tastings are, or at least everyone's heard of a wine tasting. No one's heard of a beer tasting. So watering that down is seen as sacrilege because you're just destroying the flavor.
Makes sense. Muchachos. All right. So Kraken, they pretty much got this one on lockdown. So game four is going to be very telling. Whoever wins game four probably wins the series. What's the percentage cutoff for beer to be malt liquor again?
I have no idea. Um, I want to say 5.
Really? Okay, that's lower than I thought.
Common usage of reverse beers containing a high alcohol content generally above 6%.
Friend once who tried, I think it was 190 proof alcohol, which is I think 95%, and it was basically just like steam. It tasted like steam.
Yeah, that is wow. That's pretty close to poison too. That's people don't drink rubbing alcohol, dude. That's wow.
Yeah. He was Swedish. They do stuff like that over there.
That makes sense, because if I remember correctly, Sweden has the highest amount of suicide per capita in the world.
Really? I wonder why.
Yes.
You'd think those guys would be pretty happy.
People generally attribute it to uh, the Scandinavian weather. It's not only extremely cold, but they have nights lasting for 18 to 20 hours a day.
Okay, that
So
would
when you're,
freak me out.
yeah, when you live in North Sweden and you get, crazy games like that with the sun. Because, Alaska's something similar where they have the sun is up for 20 hours a day.
Willie Denver, I don't care about that stuff. I know what you're talking about, but I don't really care about it. Yeah, I added a new clip to my sound deck.
Banned, 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 banned. Gone forever.
I'll play it every time I have to ban somebody, I guess. Banned, 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 banned. For you, the day you had to have sex with me was the worst day of your life, but for me, it was Tuesday.
For me, it was also the worst day of my life, too. I mean, Tuesday. Wait, the worst Tuesday of my life. There we go.
Dude, the Kraken have scored so many goals tonight, they don't even celebrate when they score now. They're like, oh, cool, we scored. Yay. Yeah, who isn't Willie Denver? It could be very special. And I just did a Google search for does Jessica Alba have herpes? And it did not come
Uh-oh.
up in the recommended section. It was not like auto completed for me. I had to type the whole thing out.
Yep.
But immediately several articles come up confirming that she has it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I found this article, the most famous celebrities that have herpes. Derek Jeter, of course, but then we have Paris Hilton, Britney Spears,
Yeah, that pretty much is exactly what you figured.
Pamela Anderson,
Yeah.
uh, David Beckham and his wife.
Oh boy.
Robin Williams apparently had it. Wow. Janet Jackson. Oh yeah, Michael Vick. I remember that. Vick had herpes.
Oh boy.
He went to an STD clinic under a fake name. I remember that was like a big controversy at the time. Ron Mexico.
Hilarious.
Lindsay Lohan, but that's an easy one. I could have guessed that one.
Sure knows every dive in town. Oh god.
This is what you're doing with your life? It's your first show and you're reading these jokes. Okay. The hell? Some folks call it a sling blade. Liza Minnelli, Tommy Lee, Billy Idol, David Hasselhoff, Justin Timberlake, Alyssa Milano, Kate Moss. Wow, a lot of famous people have had it actually. Michael Jackson. Huh. I didn't know it was so common and widespread. Although I guess it makes sense when you think about Hollywood having those eyes wide shut parties. One person has
Yeah.
it, they're all going to get it. Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. One second, guys. Sorry about that. All right, we are back. I just had to check something there real quick, but we are back now. And this satellite. So the DLC only included 3 new maps, but they're huge, it looks like. So Oh, that feels good. Oh yeah, so we briefly talked about this the other night, but I didn't get your take on it really. What do you think of Metallica? You mentioned Metallica on stream the other day as like an example of a band that went on too long and made a lot of crap because of it. What do you think of Metallica personally?
Okay.
Hmm, not crazy about them?
Yeah, I mean, they got they got plenty of songs that I like and plenty of songs that I don't like. But usually for me, their songs are just too long. You can't just throw it into a rotation, otherwise it'll fuck up the entire flow.
Never really thought about it like that.
You have to get specifically into a Metallica mood because the songs are just too fucking long. They're all like 6 or 7 minutes.
Hmm. When you get a second, come down to where I am on like the second level. Had to do it.
Good handwriting.
Yeah, I got a little sloppy at the end there, but whatever.
Not bad, kid. Not bad.
I wonder what happened to that guy.
Well, we that question had been asked by us before, and we tried to look it up, but there's just
Yeah.
no way to tell.
I know, I know. Is he like the guy, the Tiananmen Square guy? He just got disappeared forever?
Pretty much, yes. He's probably getting fucking what do they call it?
They sent him to Guantanamo?
No, what was the name of the CIA brainwashing thing?
Oh, I can't
MK
remember.
Ultra. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, he's getting MK Ultra right now.
Actually, Guantanamo Bay is closed now, isn't it?
Uh, I think it was, and then reopened.
Oh.
Either that or it's quote unquote closed.
Hmm. My recollection, Obama, part of his platform when he ran for president was, I will close Gitmo as soon as I get into office. And then he
Yeah,
got into
that didn't
office and
happen.
realized it wasn't that simple, and it might not
Well,
be such a good idea to just let a whole bunch of people out all at once.
it wasn't that so much as just made it like a bajillion times worse.
Mhm. Hey, Marshall. We're doing pretty good tonight, Marshall. Nothing too crazy going on right now. I washed my bed today, so I'm really excited to go to sleep tonight. Yeah, Suns Nuggets played earlier. It was actually a crazy game. Devin Booker is going nuclear. It's kind of crazy to watch. He's going to get steroid checked probably after this game. He's going to have to pee in a cup after that one.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they've had Durant pee in a cup before. They just kept asking him why he felt the need to sit down to do it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
David,
think
me and
they
Snacks were
may have
talking about that a
crashed.
little earlier, but like it's mostly because Devin Booker one-upped him. Like Devin Booker just went nuclear 2 straight games. He's not going to be able to do that 4 times in a series, so I don't know. I still think the Nuggets win, but crazy. Dude just can't miss.
I don't know what the hell happened. Um,
Oh. Yeah, he dropped 53 points, 11 assists, and they still lost. That fucking hurts, man. Like I remember when Shaq had 36 points and 20 rebounds in that finals game against the Detroit and the Lakers still lost, like Phil was just really, really depressed about that. He was like, man, that was one of the great Shaquille O'Neal games. He's getting to the point in his career where he's not going to be able to do that often, and we blew it. We still lost, even with him trying to put the team on his back.
Yeah, I mean that to me, that straight up. I don't mean this in any way an exaggeration. You can't argue it. It's just this is a straight fact. That was the best Nuggets game we've ever seen. The game by Nikola Jokic, that is the best performance we've ever seen anyone on the Nuggets ever play. Period. Now, does that mean it's going to be the best game a Nugget will play ever? No, I'm pretty sure there will at some point in time be a performance that's even better than that, probably from Jokic himself.
Hmm.
But it's kind of crazy to think about that there's a very realistic possibility for at least the rest of this generation of basketball that could end up being the greatest game a Denver Nugget ever played, and it was a loss.
Well, I guess the irony here is that Devin Booker once scored 70 points in a game and his team still lost.
Well, that's a good point too.
I guess that's the ultimate irony here.
You know what this means is that Nikola Jokic will go on to score 70 points and beat the Suns. Probably. Anyway, yeah, my game crashed. What happened was
Can you get back in?
well, that's the thing is, do you remember that bug I had before
Kinda. Yeah, I do.
where I couldn't I couldn't start the game. The game would just crash right away, and I had the catastrophic failure and blah blah blah. Now we know how to fix it. It just requires me to restart my computer.
Okay.
That's the point. Is I'm gonna have to restart my computer.
All right. No
So
problem.
I'll be back in like 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay. I'll keep working. This place is so big it shouldn't be a problem.
Gone, Charlemagne, oh Charlemagne, a shaft of light in a dark age, but now he is the king of the Franks. God, I'm tired. Okay, I will return soon.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'm not that interested in Heat Knicks. I feel like the Knicks are just outmatched. But the Warriors Lakers is going to be a ton of fun, hopefully. I'm excited for that. What happened to the sound? No, Snacks had to restart his computer. He'll be back in a little bit. The sound is still going, right, guy? It just, he had to temporarily leave. He'll be back. Oh, wait, are the maple leafs just toast? Panthers just playing too good right now? Yeah. If they're up 3-0, it's probably over. Too bad. I feel bad for Toronto. That team needs to win a cup at some point, don't they? They're like the Red Sox. The Maple Leafs are like the Red Sox of hockey or something when they went through that drought. Yeah, I guess it just is what it is. Who's the favorites right now in hockey? Who's considered to be the favorites to win the cup? Panthers, maybe. Vegas hasn't won one yet, right? It would be the first time they've won one, right? Okay. Oh, you can hear me, right? Can't you? You can hear me, right, Scrobar? I just wasn't talking. Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, the game is not making any sound. The game is quiet right now. Snacks turned off his computer. He'll be back. Huh. Didn't Detroit beat us a lot last year? I mean, I think we lost to Detroit quite a bit last year, and then at the end of the year, we beat up on them. Oh, okay. The year before, they kept beating us somehow. Is Miggy still playing, by the way, or did he retire? Miggy had to have retired, right? Yeah, no Scarecrow Bar. Snacks had to restart his computer. He'll be back soon. Wow, Miggy's still playing. Interesting. I thought he would retire with pool holes for sure. Yeah, Miguel Cabrera, man. Still chugging away. Triple Crown's tough, yeah, with the way players play now. Yeah, way. Deep Rob. Okay. Well, the only way he's going to be able to be productive at this point is if he hits home runs. Because if it's in play, it's going to be really hard for him to get on base. Wait a minute. Is this the Mortal Kombat movie? I think it is. Hold on 1 second, guys. I think this is like the Mortal Kombat movie they made a couple years ago that went straight to release. Let me check here. Yep. Yeah, this is the Mortal Kombat movie from a couple years ago. It's on TBS randomly. Never saw the Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. I saw the newer one with my dad because it looked really, really dumb. And it was, but, we had a good time with it. An actor, is she? The person they got the woman they got to play Sonya in the new Mortal Kombat is not a very good actress. In fact, I suspect she's not an actress at all, but a martial artist. Yeah, it's hard to believe anybody's ever going to be a better hitter than Barry Bonds was. What was his secret? How did he do it? I am the very model of a modern major general. I am information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I mean, regardless of any steroids, Barry Bonds still did it, had an all-time great batting eye. Like his ability to like see the pitch coming and identify what kind of pitch it was based on the way the ball was spinning was pretty freaking incredible.
It took a minute.
What the heck is this? Turned it to root. And what is this? Endless golf?
About root? What?
Huh. Okay.
Law.
Oh, hey, Snacks. Welcome back.
That took a minute.
I'm sorry?
I said that took a minute.
Mm-hmm. Does your computer take that long to restart or what? Because I thought you had an SSD.
I do have an SSD, but my operating system is not on my SSD.
Ah,
The SSD is only 250 gigabytes.
I see.
Minus, 15 or so for it to be formatted, the data that always gets taken up through formatting. Then, of for nowadays games, that's really not very much space.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Jedi Survivor was like 120.
exactly. Now, I want to get a larger SSD soon, but I'm running out of SATA connections on my motherboard. So,
Mm.
if I did that, even though it'd make me happy because I'd have the larger SSD, I'd have to move a lot of data over from something to, because there's just too many cooks in the kitchen now, right?
Right. Or, as they say, too many chefs, not enough Indians.
Yes, Indian chefs, the kinds that make curry. So, uh, so not just that, but also a very large amount of updates because it's been a long time since I've restarted my computer.
Ah,
I pretty much just leave my computer always running because I don't see the need in turning it off.
all right. Well, anyway, we're like 2/3 of the way done. So if you pop back in, it shouldn't take that much longer. Unless you need to go to
So,
bed or something.
no,
Mhm.
I'm quite upset. I don't think I can force myself to sleep right now. Even though I'm
What are you upset about? Just life in general?
not going to talk about it on stream.
Okay, that's fine. Piccola Bloatkick. Blokic. Piccola Blokcic. Never forget that the Atlanta Falcons blew a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. Yeah, they do, Scarecrow Bar. I don't know the science behind it, but Snacks actually might. He kind of knows this stuff, generally speaking. So I'll ask, Snacks, do you know why steroids make your forehead bigger?
It makes pretty much everything bigger, with one or two exceptions. But part of the reason why it's so easy to tell when someone's using steroids is because smaller muscle groups suddenly see astronomical uh, gain in mass. because it's not supposed to. So you think about the forehead. Think about chewing a really tough steak, or if you spend a lot of time chewing gum, or anything else. Like your temples start to hurt, your forehead starts to hurt. Those are all muscles involved in the process of chewing. Um, Things like that. When you're just injecting a shitload of human growth hormone into your fucking body to just go crazy, everything is going to get bigger. So when you take steroids, it's not a guarantee that your forehead's going to get bigger, like Down syndrome levels. What we're talking about is more along the lines of people who go full fucking retard with it, to the point where they look like a genuine mutant. Yeah, that kind of thing ends up happening. Answer your question?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, honestly, I think that Peyton and Brady were both using steroids near the end there because both of them had big foreheads at the end. And I think the NFL was just like, oh, well, what's the big deal? It's their problem. Like, this is more fun for us to
Honestly,
have players playing for longer.
honestly, I feel like this whole thing is just a lead into Manning face, the Seahawks Brandon Nelson reaction video. No, I believe they were also, but not to make their foreheads bigger. It was for the ability to repair the body and the muscles and everything faster. Because as you age and get older, harder to heal. Your body takes longer to heal. That's why guys age out of sports in the first place.
Maybe it would be like, maybe they were trying to be like Brainiac, just have really, really big brains so they could process information faster on the football field. Like the Jim
Well,
Carrey, the Riddler.
they wouldn't be taking steroids then. What they would be doing instead is shoving a fish up their ass. Because your body absorbs suppositories faster than it absorbs pills or injected medicine, and fish oil is good for your brain. So that would be the fish enema, which is ultimately, the final form of Manning face is the fish enema.
Hmm, very true.
You remember after he retired when he was hosting the ESPYs and he roasted Kevin Durant on national television?
Yeah.
He had a salmon in his ass cheeks at that very moment. I know this because ESPN actually interviewed the salmon. His name? John Howard. Alright.
Yeah, those guys suck. Although I didn't hear that one, David. I don't watch the Astros broadcast, so I usually don't catch those things. Uh-huh.
Is it Frank Stallone related?
Yeah, I did read a story. Apparently, this is a true story about a guy who was told he couldn't drink anymore because of, I think it was either his kidney or his liver. So he got the idea to start drinking alcohol via his ass. Because he was like, well, if I drink alcohol through my ass, then it doesn't go through my liver, so therefore it's fine. It was either liver or kidney, by the way, I can't remember. And of course, he died because now the alcohol wasn't getting filtered at all.
Yes.
It was on that show 1001 Ways to Die. That was a fun show.
Yes. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but that was actually a method of execution in the medieval era. Is the tequila enema.
Like a hell of a way to go. I'd like to be executed like that if I had to choose.
I'm just kidding.
Hmm.
No. The number one cause of death among party girls, though. Also, that's why Lindsay Lohan knew every dive in town.
There was this one guy on that show who was a gym teacher who was teaching like javelin tossing. And he threw the javelin, was running to go get it, turned around to like yell something to his students, and then turned back around just as he ran into the javelin, and it like stabbed all the way through his head. Like he just
Nice.
completely forgot what he was doing, I guess.
Alright. I drew a windmill of friendship, so hopefully you weren't looking at it or the stream is banned.
I have not. Oh, okay. Well done.
Yes, I'm erasing it now. I'm destroying the evidence. And that feels weird.
You know what else feels weird? Getting pegged.
How do you know?
I don't think it's hard to figure that one out.
Yeah, I've never shoved anything into my ass. I do not know what the sensation is like.
Hmm.
Because, like, if I had to imagine it, I'd imagine it being like a reverse poop. But then at that point, I'd be like, then why would anyone enjoy this? It'd be the most uncomfortable thing.
Enema before. I guess that's the
So,
closest I've come. Yeah. There's this one guy on that show who died because he was getting like x-rays. And I think like the doctor and the nurse started having sex in the other room and they kept accidentally hitting the button to make the x-ray machine go. So he died of radiation because they kept x-raying him over and over and over again.
it must have been like in the Soviet Union where they weren't using any protection. Because, like, even when you receive dental x-rays, like, for me at least, when I go to get the dental x-ray, they fucking throw the big horse blanket on you.
Yeah, they do. They do for me too.
Right. So, like, if the fucking x-ray is gonna kill you, they probably didn't give him the horse blanket, they just said, dies, he dies.
Hmm. There was this one guy who was shoplifting, and he shoplifted. I think it was a can of pepper spray, and a little while later, he got caught by the cops and he wanted to keep the can, so he shoved the can up his ass. And when he got, thrown against the hood of the car when he was getting arrested for shoplifting, the can activated and started spraying inside his colon. And he died because it ate away at his colon, basically.
Now, if I was a cop, I think I would just check everyone's colon every time I had to arrest somebody. And then to make sure that that was actually an enjoyable experience, I would never arrest anyone who was unattractive.
Can I request a cavity search? Yeah. And of course, there's the always immortal example of the guy who was in like a high-rise office building talking about how the windows in the building were completely unbreakable and he was so confident in it that he would throw himself against the window because he was so confident it wouldn't break. And then he did it and the window popped out of the frame and he fell to his death.
Yeah, having worked in construction and participated in the building of high-rise office buildings and having worked with some of the glass workers, I would never in a million years do something like that. Those drunken fucking dipshits that can't even speak or read English. I am not going to trust my life to hope that they installed the window properly.
Hmm.
Good God. That's what we refer to as no bueno.
A young Japanese couple have been married for 7 years and they love each other. However, they have never engaged in sexual activity as both are too nervous to do so. One
For how long
day,
that? What?
seven years.
Wow.
One day, they finally decide to consummate their marriage. The two take a drink of some plum wine and they take it to the bedroom. They experience orgasms during their first and final occasion of sexual intercourse in their lives. After their simultaneous climax, they succumb to heart attacks and die. That was the first one on the show, I guess.
I don't believe that, no. I would expect to hear that on Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Hmm.
And I would expect to see Jonathan Frakes say, not this time. We made it up.
I mean, there are a lot of people in the world, right? There have been a lot of people that have lived over just the last couple hundred years. There's 7 billion people in the world right now, right? Is it that hard to believe that there's somebody out there who could die in such an idiotic and inconceivably weird way?
It's closer to 8 billion than 7. No, people do have heart attacks having sex. But the idea that a couple would not fuck for 7 years, and then when they finally do, they both have heart attacks and die at the same time. The idea of the couple being together for 7 years and not fucking is outrageous enough to me.
A
To that,
parole,
it's
yeah,
just when I'm like, yeah, it's
yeah.
just.
A parolee let out after doing time for a failed stick-up attempt plans his next attack on a jewelry store. To prepare for it, he puts on a fishnet mask and takes out his gun. However, due to the mask blocking his vision, he ends up walking into a gun shop next door, and he gets shot to death by the clerks and customers inside when he pulls out his gun.
Based.
That one probably happened. I could buy that one. I mean, it's stupid, but that one I believe can happen.
Yeah. Someone who's stupid enough to, after getting locked up, immediately plan another robbery. Yeah, I'd buy that they're dumb enough to do that shit. That's the thing, is it's just stupid enough to be believable, while at the same time having just enough of the foundation of what would be competence if he weren't retarded. What
Right.
I mean by that is a lot of professional bank robbers all have the same thought process, which is wearing pantyhose as a mask is the best way to have a disguise when you're committing a robbery, because the pantyhose over your head is able to, through experience of having had to deal with the aftermath, it's the best method to disguise your features because the tightness alters the way that your face looks just enough compared to its normal way that when people are giving a description of you, it's not entirely accurate. It describes too many people to where there's all kinds of reasonable doubt that it's not you. The difference between pantyhose and a lot of other kinds of masks that people would wear, like a ski mask, is that the pantyhose does not in any way obstruct your vision. It is essentially a perfect disguise.
Mhm.
And now, pantyhose, especially when you wear it over your head as a mask, is pretty similar to what that is it described, but what that guy was wearing would, of course, obscure your vision more. So between that and him just naturally being an idiot, yeah, I'd buy that he accidentally walked into a gun store instead. People who work at gun stores are not only prepared for that kind of thing, but they literally spend every day hoping that it happens. Homeboy walked in there, Christmas came early. Probably got lit the fuck up almost immediately.
Mhm. Um, Marshall, yeah, I'm on two monitors. I don't have room for a third right now. And I think Snacks remembers you. He remembers Marshall from the Discord. Long time ago, but I think he remembers.
Play Amogus.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I remember. Pretty sure this was on the show, and this is definitely a thing that can happen, and it's something I'm terrified of being killed by because there's literally nothing you can do to stop it if you're just unlucky enough for this to happen. Uh, when the toilet in an airplane flushes,
Hmm.
and it's at a high enough altitude that the urine freezes and forms a gigantic piss spear,
Yeah.
which impales you. Because as it fucking reaches terminal velocity on its way down, it's just like you're just too squishy to stop that. You're just dead.
Yeah, and
Like,
also what would it look like when they find you a couple hours later? It looked like a cult killed you and then all took turns peeing on you because there would be like 50 different urine samples on you.
exactly.
Marshall, I don't watch Rick and Morty, especially like I don't know. I tried to watch clips on YouTube of Rick and Morty and I just don't think it's funny. I don't get it.
Sorry, he needs to revise that statement. He does not watch the show Rick and Morty. However, he has watched the Pickle Rick episode 50,000 times.
Uh,
I turned myself into a Pickle Morty. I'm Pickle Rick. Shit, when did that come out by now? Hold on. Oh, fuck me, it's been 6 years. Pickle Rick is the third episode of the third season of the Adult Swim animated television series Rick and Morty. Written by Jessica Gao and directed by Anthony Chun, the episode premiered on August 6, 2017. Pickle Rick.
Wubba dub dub. I still, man, that reminds me. I want to see. Okay. They actually do sell Szechuan sauce on eBay. Extremely rare Rick and Morty McDonald's Szechuan sauce, sealed unopened, at $200. Yeah. Some of these are way cheaper though. Yeah, I don't know. Even the animated cartoon, like the adult animated shows that I like, they go downhill quickly. Like Archer, I love the first three seasons. The fourth season is good, and then bleh.
Yeah, right around the time they do Archer Vice is when the show kind of lost the plot,
Yeah,
which is how a lot of people feel. And especially when they did the coma thing, that really fucked it to pieces. What really sucks is that after he woke up from his coma, there was the opportunity to do some really interesting stuff.
yeah.
But then the voice actress who played his mother tragically passed away, so they had to write the character off the show because, like, literally, they're not going to replace her, and the lady's dead. So they had to go in a different direction to try to compensate for that they didn't want to do with the show. So it's kind of all over the fucking place right now.
Uh,
And the same kind of thing is going to happen to Rick and Morty because literally the two title characters, the two most important characters who were in every single episode, were voiced by the guy who's been unpersoned because he was accused of being a sex
sexual
pervert.
weirdo. Yeah,
Yeah, so.
as Donkey would say. Today we're gonna play Spider-Man 2.
Those PS1 Spider-Man games were really good.
I didn't play those. The first Spider-Man game I played was the one for the movie that had Tobey Maguire doing the voice.
They were really good. They had Stanley in them.
Yeah, I never watched Mike Tyson Mysteries, Marshall. I think Snacks has though. I think Snacks likes it.
I have seen a couple episodes here and there. I have not watched the whole thing.
Mhm.
All I know is that Norm Macdonald plays a pigeon. But he plays a pigeon in the same way that like Brian's a dog on Family Guy.
Right.
He's also like a regular person at the same time.
Jeez.
Mix. Norm's pigeon character has sex with human women. Or as Norm would say, he lays down on top of human women. I miss Norm. It was like, wow, why they gotta complicate romance? All I want to do is lay down on top of a woman for 2 or 3 minutes and then go to sleep.
And some of these dirt places are going to be hard to get to. It's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give that frog alone. Hey, JS. Who have thought that a young buck like you could keep his head instead of getting his sorry butt tossed out the game?
Jesus Christ. How'd that one go that you just said? The ending for it. I remember now. It's a knick-knack, paddywhack. Give that frog alone. His father is, you guessed it, Frank Stallone.
His name is Kermit. He's not that Kermit. His name. He's named for Kermit, but his mom was a frog and his dad was Mick Jagger, and Mick Jagger fucked a frog. Who have thought? Now, if the Miami Heat do end up making the finals as the 8th seed, maybe that'll be enough for Spolstra to finally win a Coach of the Year. Probably not, though.
Next year is a makeup award.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I guess at the end of the,
It
does it really matter? Do you think
well,
it
of course
bothers
not.
him?
I highly doubt it. He has an excellent life. Not only that, but a lot of his idols don't really have. Matter of fact, all right. Pat Riley did win Coach of the Year awards, but it was like late in his career. You
Yeah,
know, it was like it felt long overdue, and that'll probably end up being how it goes for Spo also. Stan Van Gundy, I don't think he's won any Coach of the Year awards, and Stan's another idol of Spo's because when Spo was coming up, Stan was the coach for the Heat,
right.
and he was the guy who believed in Spo initially. Yeah, Stan's never won Coach of the Year award. Makes sense because he hasn't won any championships and his teams have never been considered. Oh hey, blah 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 blah. But like Dwight was an amazing player in all this, definitely, and his peak defensively was phenomenal. But there's really no arguing that Stan Van Gundy got the most out of Dwight out of anyone who's ever had him playing for him.
David in chat says Pat Riley never won Coach of the Year in the '80s, but then was named Coach of the Decade.
Yes, yeah, that kind of goes to show how fucking ridiculous it is. Not only that, but Pat Riley was winning Coach of the Year in the '90s, kind of like as a makeup award. It made no logical sense. He's winning Coach of the Year in the '90s because that's when Phil Jackson is coaching the Bulls to 6 fucking championships. It was just making up for the fact that he coached the Showtime Lakers and he didn't win anything. As in terms of coaching accolades, obviously they won a fucking shitload of rings, but that just goes to show how ridiculous the award is and how stupid so much of this crap actually ends up being. Because if the Heat make the finals as the 8th seed, they'll be the first 8th seed to do that since the Knicks in 1999, and they'll also be the second 8th seed to ever do that. If they end up winning, they'll be the lowest seeded team to ever win a championship. Right now, the lowest seeded team to ever win a championship is the 6th seeded Houston Rockets.
Yeah,
I can't remember which year that was. I think it was the one that they played Shaq, but I could be wrong.
that sounds about right. Because I remember the Magic were heavy favorites in that series.
So, you know, the Heat have literally
Hey,
already
Mask.
outperformed everyone's expectations, except for Heat fans, because we were the ones telling you guys we're way better than our seeding, and you guys are like Miami sucks, and then, we fucking butt blast the Bucks, and then we sit there and say, didn't we tell you? And then you're like, oh my god, Milwaukee's busted, they should blow it up, and then they fired one of the best coaches in the league. It's a fucking knee-jerk reaction. Oh my god! It's all like, hey, this isn't the eighth-seeded Knicks that fucking won, and everyone needs to blow up as a reaction to this because it's ridiculous. Like, what the
Mhm.
fuck? Like, if it was the eighth-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers that did that, I don't,
I mean,
a much better team
it's
than our seed.
yeah. I mean, like the thing is, when the Knicks did it, that was the lockout year. That year was really weird, like because everybody showed up out of shape and nobody was practicing. Like that was a year where
Right.
random weird crap was going to happen. That wasn't shocking, I don't think.
Not only that, but it does have to be said. Now, this wasn't in the Heat Knicks series that this happened, so I don't want to make it sound like a sour grapes. But in the Knicks Pacers series, shit was rigged to hell and back. That's how Dick Bavetta got his nickname Nick Bavetta,
Yeah.
because he infamously called the 4-point play, which was one of the most baffling and stupid calls of all time. Completely changed the outcome of the series. It was an awful fucking call.
Because the Pacers were the one seed that year, I think.
No, the one seed that year was Miami. They beat Miami in the first round. That was the big upset. I think that was the Eastern Conference Finals.
Hmm.
Was Knicks Pacers, and
Yeah.
Reggie Miller was pissed. And it was such horseshit that they needed to make it up to them the next year, so they gave the Pacers a fucking free pass to the finals. And then that didn't matter because that was Shaq's best season ever, and he went apeshit. I mean, it doesn't matter how hard you try to rig things. When a man's out there, he's literally unstoppable. There's only so much you can do. When he shows up and he's 7'2", 350 pounds with like barely any fat on him at all.
No, if you're watching Orlando, Shaq is crazy. He looks like genuinely like ripped. Orlando Shaq is something else.
And that's why people often bring up, if you had Shaquille O'Neal's body with Kobe Bryant's drive, that would have been the GOAT,
Oh yeah.
which is no question. Because Kobe never needed to change his shooting form because he didn't have a busted jumper. But he would have been the kind of person who would have changed his shooting form if his jumper was busted.
Yeah.
So Hack-a-Shaq never would have existed if it was Kobe's mentality right there, because he wouldn't have let himself be taken out of the game that easily. I
I
mean,
read.
it's hilarious going back and watching some of the fucking games between the Detroit Pistons uh, in and around that era when Shaq was still on the Lakers, and even for the first few seasons he was in Miami. As the Pacers, I think they had like they had a number of years where they made the Eastern Conference Finals every single season.
I
So
mean,
in
sounds
2000,
about right.
right, in 2005 they played the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals and beat them. 2006 they played the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals and lost. 2007 they played the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals and lost, and I think that was the last time. After that they blew it up because Billups ended up on the Nuggets, I
Yeah.
think. And in 2004, obviously, they made the Eastern Conference Finals. They won, went to the finals, damn near beat the Spurs. The Spurs took it in 7.
Hmm. Robert Ory bailing him out.
Right. And of course, 2004 made the Eastern Conference Finals. Won, went to the finals and beat the Lakers.
Yeah, they made the Eastern Conference Finals 6 years in a row.
Right. Then you had that Eastern Conference Finals that year was against the Pistons, if I remember right, and that was Tayshaun Prince's iconic block on Reggie Miller.
Hmm. Tayshaun Prince was fun.
Yeah, he was in the league at the right time. Because if he was in the league nowadays, he would not be considered a good player. He was in the league at the perfect time to where you didn't need to be that good of a jump shooter to succeed. And a guy in his position could get by just by playing amazing defense, and he played amazing defense. The dish is good on top. Everything up here is clean.
All right, we're almost there.
The underside that needs to get finished.
Marcus Camby, yeah. I mean, I remember when Marcus Camby was still killing it in like 2010 when the Blazers picked him up. So he must have been like 38 or 39 when that happened.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Shit, we're talking about now. Basketball boomer is right here. Anyway, the point is, I've been telling people all year that Miami's better than their seeding. We just had a combination of number one getting hurt, and number two, literally, we're still even better than our seeding. Even like we would have been the seventh seed if it hadn't have been for the play-in tournament. Because if you just go by record, we're the seventh seed. And as if all that shit isn't enough, we actually won our division.
That's we. It feels so weird to say you win the division, but you're the 8th seed when there are 3 divisions. You know,
Yeah.
that's weird.
But hey, at least we won our division and we're over 500. Check something real quick. Yeah, the Heat won 44 games. They actually were only one win away from having placed out of the play-in tournament and been the 6th seed. And they weren't is because the 6th seed is the Nets, who managed to get by on having half a season of KD.
Scarecrow
What a
Bar,
fucking joke.
yeah, you're not supposed to know what snacks looks like. There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
It's not like you're left out of the loop there. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so there's west, southwest, northwest, central, east, southeast. Damn, that southeast division was dog shit. No question. Heat, Hawks, Magic, Hornets, Wiz.
Are you a homosexual?
Hornets, Magic, and Wiz. 27 wins, 34 wins, 35 wins. Heat and the Hawks both made the play-in tournament. The Heat would have been the 7th seed with 44 wins.
And they would have played the Celtics, I
That
guess. So this worked out well.
Yes, that's exactly correct. Because the Heat could have won that first game in the play-in tournament, but there are some Heat fans, myself among them, who believe Spo intentionally tanked that first game because if we ended up being the 8th seed, we would have beaten Milwaukee, which we did, and then we would have had a much easier path to go deep in the playoffs. This way, we may actually avoid Boston completely. If they end up losing to the Sixers, we get a free trip to the finals. And if the Celtics beat the Sixers and we just lose in the ECF again like we did last season, at least we made the ECF as the 8th seed.
Yeah.
That's much better than losing in 7 games in the first round in like an incredibly hard-fought series and missing out on the potential to not only have all those games, but then also for the team to have all that extra playoff game revenue.
Oh yeah,
And look at the wild shit that Jimmy's been able to do just by fucking feasting on crappy bucks, man. Like
oh yeah, JS. I added
awesome.
a new clip to the Stream Deck.
Banned, 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 banned. Gone. Forever.
What
Gonna
is it?
play. It's Dark Side Phil saying banned, 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 banned. I'm gonna play it every time I have to ban somebody.
Oh. See here, I thought it was going to be um Danny DeVito's voice lines from It's Always Sunny, where he goes, and then I start eating garbage. I'm the trash man.
You know, I have not seen It's Always Sunny yet. I have not gone through It's Always Sunny yet. I mean, honestly, it seems like his health is so bad, JS, he may just die in his sleep one day because his health is atrocious. Like, I think that's more realistic than what you're talking about, but I don't think he's going to be alive much longer.
Was
And
Joel Embiid?
sure, why not?
Oh, seriously, who are you talking about?
Darkside Phil. Somebody in chat
Oh,
was talking about him. He will probably just because all the bank leaks that people found on him indicated that all he does is eat fast food and drink alcohol all day when he's not streaming. So people kind of expect at some point his eyeballs are just going to fly out of their sockets or something and he's going to die. Then again, my grandmother was incredibly unhealthy and lived almost to 90 and probably would have still be alive today if she didn't hit her head. Like my grandmother never drank water ever. She only drank coffee and Fresca. And we frequently found her eating things that expired in the 1980s. This was like in the 2000s. Like she would just be eating a can of roasted peanuts that expired in the 80s. And she was like, I think it's fine. Shit like that. And somehow she almost made it to 90.
pedestal door for what the fuck is the pedestal? Oh, we're way the fuck down here. Son of a bitch. The pedestal is the foundation. Ugh.
Oh,
Door
yeah.
frame and
Oh,
handle.
yeah. That you just reminded me, JS. Moist posted a video about Nico Cotto Avocado today, and I think basically he's starting to lose weight and actually get kind of healthy again. I have to watch the video to see, but it seemed like it was actually like good news. It seemed like Nico Cotto's life was starting to head back in the right direction again. But yeah, I haven't seen the video yet.
7 fucking. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Never heard of Hungry Fat Chick though, JS. I don't know who that is. Is it a mukbang tuber or something?
Okay, the railing poles are. Do you see the actual railing itself
Yeah.
on the ramp to walk? Yeah, the pole is self-explanatory. Um, just a question of finding which ones are dirty. A lot of them.
Oh, she's 600. Yeah. Man, how do you get up to 600 pounds? Like, I can understand being overweight or fat or whatever, but like, man.
Fattest I ever got in my life was 300 pounds, and that was an extreme amount of suicidal depression plus alcohol. And it didn't take me long to get back down.
I don't think I've ever been above 220.
All the railing poles are good. Reflector underside, large panels. That's the underside of the dish. The large panel is the outside ring.
Yeah, those are really hard to get to. I was trying to get those, but it was not easy.
The way to get... Oh, God, this is gonna fucking suck. The way to get to them is with the gigantic platform thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't get at it because you're on it.
All right. Hold on. I think I can get... Yeah, okay, I see it. Give me 1 nanosecond here. I'll jump off in a second here. Okay, you can take it now.
I wish the extra long extension was all we needed to be able to fucking use the thing. Black. Alrighty. And then I start eating garbage. Trash, man.
Banned, 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 banned. Gone. Forever.
Banned, 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 banned. Gone. Forever.
Reduced to atoms.
Well, I do have one small penis.
Was that one where he purchased like some kind of an SS hat or something, and he kept trying to say it wasn't an SS hat, and
Well,
people were saying, "Didn't you think it was weird that you bought it from some retiree in Argentina?"
well, yeah, basically he bought a hat for his streams that was supposed to be M. Bison's hat, and M. Bison's hat is a military hat that looks like a Nazi hat. But it wasn't actually an M. Bison hat because he's cheap and probably just bought the cheapest thing he could find, so it looked much more like a Nazi hat, although it wasn't a Nazi hat either. And people kept calling him a Nazi and he got mad. So he started saying, anybody who says I'm a Nazi is banned immediately.
Yeah.
All right, we did it.
Look, guys, just because I bought this from some retiree in Argentina, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean Herr Schmidt is actually a bad guy. Okay.
All right, do you want to take a look at the next map, or are you good for tonight?
I'm good, dude.
All right. So the next one we do, by the way, is the food truck, and then we have a solar station. Probably two maps that are going to be a little smaller, especially the food truck. But I guess that's going to do it for tonight. So let's see here. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. That was the first of the 3 new maps on PowerWash. Tomorrow, we will probably do the other 2. Probably. So, hope to see you guys then. See you guys in the morning. Thanks for hanging out with me.